What's up, guys? Lucas Still with Optimum Athletes here with Sean Johnson again, doing a quick little quarantine podcast. Talk about how you've been able to stay sane during this quarantine time, how you've been able to get your work in, what tips you guys have for guys at home, and all that good stuff.
For sure.
Just first off, how on a day-to-day basis, what have you been able to do? How have you been able to throw, and how have you been able to lift, and all that?
Okay. It hasn't been that much different, I feel like. Yes, there's the weight situation. It's really hard to get weights right now, lift heavy weights, but you just take a focus on something else. I'm in a speed phase right now, so sprints, 5-10 fives, any kind of agility, anything like that, I'm getting it done. Other than that, just really trying to focus on stability. You can always focus on stability. We need stability in our lives everywhere.
Definitely.
Not just in our bodies, but in the rest of our lives as well. So really just finding the little things, maybe jump rope, anything you got. Yeah.
Well, you did a little IG takeover for us, so that's on our Instagram if you guys want to go check that out, saved under Sean Johnson. And he showed kind of a day in the life in quarantine. You had your workout in your garage. You had a bunch of different cool hacks. I remember one you were talking about for overhead carries, doing handstands against the wall and holds with one arm. So there's a bunch of ways that you can attack the same sort of muscle groups and get the same sort of effect without as much equipment.
Absolutely.
And you've shown that. That's awesome. What have you been doing as far as like throwing wise?
Throwing wise, I bought myself a net from Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's the best throwing partner I think I've ever had. It just stays right where I want it.
Don't tell your girlfriend that.
And but just go find a park anywhere you can.
Yeah.
I went over to Folsom High School, found a nice grass area, and set the net up, and hooked up my bands, found a wall to throw my weighted balls against, and got after it.
Yeah, obviously these are not ideal times, but if there's a will, there's a way. I had some of our other trainees went out to McKinley Park, got some throwing in. It's pretty crowded right now because there's nothing else to do. But, do what you can. Find a way to get your work in. As far as the throwing net, not very mobile, but can get the work in.
Absolutely. What's the saying? You become who you are in the dark, something like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
I always like to. Your character is defined as what you do when no one's watching. So now, you can't be in front of a gym in front of people.
Yeah.
How much work are you gonna do your at-home workout that has been assigned to you, or that you're trying to do, or are you actually gonna sit there and play video games for 6 hours?
Oh yeah.
So I saw another tweet recently. I forget who it was. That said, a lot of people use the excuse of, "Oh, I really want to become an expert on subject A or subject B, but I never have time."
Right.
Now there's no excuse.
No
Literally,
excuse.
with the power of the internet, everyone's got a phone. You can go on YouTube, and anything you want to learn is on there. This isn't really baseball related, but I've learned multiple songs on guitar just from watching tutorials on YouTube. And there's so much free content out there. So if you guys are at home, if you guys want to learn a change up, if you guys, whatever you want, like you talked about learning your change up in the last podcast from a Robbie Rowe video.
Right.
And just find stuff online.
Absolutely. And that's what I tell kids that I coach these days, whenever I'm giving a private lesson or just a kid needs work or something, is that we are in an era of technology and we need to use that technology. Because you find those videos, you see how those guys move, you get in front of a mirror, you set your phone up, and there you go.
Yeah.
All you got to do is move like them.
Well, I know Polo, another one of our trainees, Polo Portel, who's been on the podcast before, he never had a changeup. He dominated in the Northwoods last year with a fastball and a slider.
Wow.
He went, I think, 8-0 with like a 1.2 ERA.
Good for him.
Just a fastball and slider. He could never figure out how to throw a changeup. It always cut. It just was like a mile an hour slower than his fastball. He watched the podcast that we did with Ryan Costu talking about his changeup, and I think it was something with his pinky that he was talking about, and then he tried it. And he threw a bullpen recently, sent me some video, and it was actually had some two-seam movement. It was slower.
Nice.
He's like, I got a changeup now.
All right.
So he just added a pitch. So he just his arsenal go from 2 to 3 based on a 10-minute video that he watched.
Huge.
Online.
Huge.
So ton of content out there. We've seen it firsthand with different people, and there's no reason why you can't get better during this time, even though it's not ideal circumstances.
If you got something to work on it.
Definitely. Do you have any favorite videos or any favorite creators to go look on?
Just look up these big leaguers. All the big leaguers right now are posting videos.
Yeah.
Look at Aroldis Chapman. The guy's eating, and he's eating a lot. He's getting big, and all of us can eat, that's for sure. Hopefully our moms are cooking for us back home. But there's just so much content. Robbie Rowe is my favorite.
Yep.
He just spits stuff out constantly, and it's all good stuff. Other than that, though, you can just look up big leaguers, minor leaguers, and guys are posting stuff.
I know Pitching Ninja's got a ton of content out there. Always pitch grips, how to throw different pitches, overlays.
That's a good one.
Flat Ground retweets a bunch of stuff.
For sure.
Ton of content out there. And then I know Trevor Bauer's currently doing like breakdowns of certain at bats where he's actually taking game footage and like narrating over it.
Oh, wow.
What his mindset was, like what he was trying to do, like what actually breaking down each pitch. It's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
So yeah, ton of content out there. Check it out. Find a way to get better, as you said. Like we always emphasize throwing and strength training, but there's a ton of stuff: mobility,
For sure.
Eating, getting your sleep. Like there's a bunch of other factors. There's a million factors that you can be focusing on.
How about this one? Breathing exercises.
Breathing exercises.
Yeah, getting more oxygen to your brain. That's one of the biggest things that helped me out coming from the bullpen to a starter to the bullpen is you get adrenaline rushes out of the bullpen like crazy.
Yeah.
And you got to figure out how to stop it, how to control that adrenaline. And one of the things is breathing, and that's a mentality thing. And you got to be able to slow your body down, slow everything down. There's apps for it. You can find stuff online. I'm sure there's plenty of stuff.
I believe also there's for the hitters out there. I think there's an app out there for pitch tracking where you can actually like watch pitches come in, like try to like actually train your eyes and pick up spin and all that good stuff. Or there's probably different like eye tests online where you can hit buttons or whatever that can probably help your eye training.
For sure.
There's a million different, as we said before, a million different factors that go into being good on the field that you can focus on those small little things right now because you can't go to the gym, you can't go to school, or whatever your daily routine is.
Absolutely. You can get your eyes better. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can make your eyes literally see better.
Yeah. So if I were you at home, maybe think about how can I get better during this time? What can I do over the next month or however long that we're in quarantine that maybe I don't have the time to focus on during my normal life when everything's open, that I can focus on for 2 months or so and make me a better player in July?
Yeah. I mean, you're getting better at haircuts. I just got this sweet haircut. Brought to you by Lucas.
It's not bad for a free haircut.
I love free haircuts.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a billion things like that. Like, I just watched one video online. I got a buddy that did it, and, it's not terrible.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
It's not the worst thing in the world. So
my girlfriend hasn't broke up with me yet.
She's still here. So, yeah, I mean, if there's a skill you want to pick, even if it's not baseball related, like, as I mentioned, the guitar, if there's something you want to learn, you want to pick up a new language, like, now's the time, man. Use the time to be productive. Don't sit on your butt and feel sorry for yourself.
Yeah,
so
I like it.
Any closing thoughts?
Get better. That's all there is to it.
All right. Use this time to get better, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, man.